How's it going, YouTube? Francisco Velasco here with another video for you guys. No blog today. I actually got a preview of week 2 for the Liga MX, Jornada 2. Yeah, kind of did this last week with the predictions. Same kind of deal, talk about all 9 games this weekend. And yeah, just share my thoughts. Thank y'all for watching. As always, I appreciate it. Thank y'all for the support on this channel. And yeah, let's get right into it. Week 2, Jornada 2 in the Liga MX. Alright guys, let's get right into it. First game on Friday, Monarcas Morelia versus Santos Laguna over there in Michoacán at the Estadio Morelos. Should be a good game. You know, Morelia is always a tough team over there at the Estadio Morelos. And yeah, but both teams really did not look all that convincing in their first games. You know, Morelia, they lost 2-0 over there in Toluca. And, yeah, it didn't look great. A lot of people say that that game could have gone a different way had their goal not been called offside. But still, I just didn't see it from Morelia in that game. You know, they got a red card for Aldo Rocha as well. Midfielder won't be available for this game. And, yeah, it's going to be tough for Morelia, I think, this season without Raul Ruiz Diaz. You know, even Avila doesn't really look like the ideal replacement for him. The attack, it actually does look promising, though, with Carlos Fierro, Diego Valdez, Rey Sandoval. I think it looks decent. But again, you know, without Raul Ruiz Diaz, it's really tough to get those goals in, you know, because you're going to have people creating the opportunities, but you need someone, you know, to tap those goals into, you know, score. And I think it's going to be very tough for them this season. Defense is pretty average with Carlos Guzman, Loisberg. Achilar's pretty good, but the rest of it's not that great. Velarde over there at left back. And good goalkeeper, Sebastian Sosa. But I just feel the defense is pretty average. And, yeah, Santos, another team that I think is going to struggle this season. They narrowly beat Lobos BOP 2-1 at home. And, you know, Lobos BOP is one of the worst teams in the league. Arguably the worst. And, yeah, not a great result for them. Goes by Brian Lozano and Jonathan Rodriguez. Comeback win. They were down 1-0 at one point, which I guess you could take what you want from that. But yeah, Jonathan Orozco, the goalkeeper, did not start the game. Carlos Acevedo did. Will be interesting to see if Orozco gets a start in this game. Acevedo looked pretty good. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see. Defense struggled, you know. It's going to be tough without Izquierdos, without Araujo. Nervo and Alcoba, that partnership didn't look great. I mean, it was their first game, so you gotta give them some slack, but still, it's gonna be tough to replace Araujo and Izquierdos, and I think it's gonna be the biggest thing for Santos this season. The defense, you know, trying to replace two of their most important players over the past few years, and yeah, also Giannini in the attack. That's gonna be tough, but they do have a lot of good attacking players like Lozano, Rodriguez, Furch. And yeah, I feel like this game is going to be a pretty even encounter over there in Morelia. I think it'll end 1-1. I think it's going to be a close match. Yeah, should be a good one. Alright guys, now for the other Friday game. Puebla versus Toluca over there at the Estadio Cuauhtémoc in Puebla. Should be a good one. Puebla was immense at home last season. They were very tough to beat at that stadium, that beautiful stadium. You know, fits over 50,000 people. And Puebla's I think it's still a very good team, especially under the leadership of manager Enrique Mesa. I think there's still potential there, especially in the attack with players like Lucas Cavallini, Omar Fernandez, Francisco Acuña. Speaking of Acuña, today he led Puebla to a 1-0 win in the Copa MX against Mérida, and he only played the first 45 minutes. So it seems like Mesa saw what he did and is now going to start him this Friday. That's what it seems like anyways, because he only played the first 45 minutes. So yeah, definitely look out for Messi Acuña in that game. Yeah, I think Puebla's a decent side. I think they'll definitely be better at home than they are away this season. That seems to be the trend with them under the leadership of Mesa. And yeah, it should be interesting. It looks like Anderson Santamaria, a Peruvian center back, is still not good to go. Enrique Mesa said that today. But they have 2 Uruguayan players that who just came in that might be available for that match. So that should be interesting. And Toluca. Toluca is just not a team I'm very hyped on, very high on. I think they're an aging team. I think they're an older team. I think their defense isn't great. Don't think their attack is that exciting. I think Alexis Canelo is basically the focal point of their attack, who is a tremendous player. But I'm still not truly convinced of him, to like lead the team going forward. I mean, Ruben Sambuesa is basically the leader on that team in all aspects of play. But Canelo is still now the focal point of attack, especially without Fernando Uribe. And yeah, just not convinced with Hernan Crisanto's side. They did get the win 2-0 against Morelia, but we mentioned it before, kind of a controversial win. A lot of opinions going around surrounding that game over there in Toluca. And yeah, I feel like Puebla will win this game 1-0. I think it's gonna be a close one, definitely. Kind of a bold pick for many people, but I still do believe in this Puebla side led by Enrique Mesa. Alright guys, next up is a game I'm really not looking forward to. It's Querétaro against Pachuca over there in La Corregidora in Querétaro. And yeah, both of these teams look terrible in their first games. I mean, Querétaro, I just cannot understand it. This team was boring with Rafa Puente Jr. as the manager. A team with Camilo Zambeso, Keiko Villalba up top. And now with Rafa Puente Jr. as the manager was awful. It was just awful against Atlas. That was the worst game of the Jornada, Atlas Querétaro. And Querétaro was definitely the worst team of the two. Atlas could have easily won that game. They missed the penalty. They hit the bar like 3 times. Volpi had like 16 saves or something crazy like that. And yeah, Volpi's going to be a big part of this team going forward. The captain of the team now. He's definitely going to have to save them this season. The team looks awful. And yeah, we'll see what's up with Diego Novaretti. Got injured in that game. Still don't know if he will be available for this game. Still, it doesn't look promising for Querétaro this season. I mean, yeah, Rafa Puente Jr.'s got to do something, because he does have the players to create something special there, but it just does not look promising at the moment. And then Pachuca also did not do anything against Monterrey last weekend. They lost 1-0 at home against Monterrey. And yeah, those youngsters that Ayesta Saran is using, not going to work. It's not going to work with all those youngsters. That center back partnership with Alexis Peña and the other youngster, not going to work. Sebastián Palacios and Franco Jara going forward look terrible. I mean, yeah, that was tough to watch for Pachuca. Just did not do anything in that game. And I feel like it's going to be another tough season for them. But yeah, I feel like this game's going to be pretty uneventful over there in La Corregidora. Gonna predict a 0-0. Hopefully it doesn't turn out that way. But yeah, doesn't look promising. Alright guys, next off, America's home opener at the Estadio Azteca. They host Atlas this Saturday. On paper, it looks like a game that should be pretty straightforward, but you look more into it, it could be complicated for America. Atlas did look very decent in their home opener. They were very unlucky not to win. That defensive partnership between Omar Gonzalez and Leighton Jimenez looks decent. The midfield for Atlas, to me, is the biggest talking point. You got guys like Clifford Abuaye, Juan Pablo Bigon, Brian Garnica, who look very, very good. And then, yeah, should be interesting for Atlas. I mean, they were, like I said, they were unlucky to win. And then on the other hand, America, they have a great team. But again, it seems like something's missing there, right? I mean, they didn't do enough in the transfer window. They didn't bring in that player, that player that could be the next, or could be the Guignac for them, They brought in Roger Martinez. He did score. But still, the team did not look great against Necaxa. Lost 2-1. That's a tough loss for them. And, yeah, it's going to be tough for America, I think, this season. I mean, still, they have to make the top 8 with Miguel Herrera in there, the team they have. And, yeah, this should be a game that they should be able to win, definitely. So I'm going to predict a 2-1 result. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to be as easy as many people think for America. But definitely, they should be able to win. All right, next up, guys, a clash between two of the Cuatro Grandes, two of the 4 big teams in Mexico. It's going to be Chivas against Cruz Azul. Chivas' home opener. And to me, this is actually the biggest mismatch of the Jornada, of the week. I just think Cruz Azul is going to enjoy a very comfortable win over there in Guadalajara. Chivas looked terrible against Cholos. I was at the game. Yeah, they didn't look great at all. I mean, they looked decent in the first half of that game, but still, I mean, they're terrible on set pieces. Both goals by Cholos were on set pieces. Then you have Cruz Azul, who has guys like Pablo Aguilar, Milton Caraglio, who are absolutely phenomenal on set pieces. So I mean, yeah, that's just disaster waiting to happen for Chivas. That center back partnership that Chivas has is terrible between Carlos Salcido and Jair Pereira. And yeah, I feel like Chivas is going to have a very, very rough tournament. Cruz Azul started off with a promising 3-0 win against Puebla. As I mentioned before, Puebla is a decent team. I still think that was a pretty decent victory for them. And I feel like Cruz Azul will have another very comfortable win here. I think they're going to take it 2-0 over there at the Estadio Chivas. At the Estadio Akron, sorry. But yeah, I feel like that's going to be one of the biggest mismatches of the entire weekend. All right, guys, now on to Sunday. Sunday's going to be crazy. There's 4 games on Sunday. So you have to start off Pumas against Necaxa over there in Mexico City in CU. Yeah, it should be an interesting game, definitely. Pumas started off with a 2-0 win against Veracruz over there in Veracruz. Not an easy result at all. And yeah, other new players look great. That partnership between Felipe Mora and Carlos Gonzalez up top is going to be great. Martin Rodriguez looked great. Ignacio Malcora looked great. Just the defense, though. The defense, I mean, is very suspect for them. With Mendoza, with Mozo, with Quintana, Saldívar. I still don't think he's a great goalkeeper at all. So yeah, that's a tough thing for Pumas. I think their downfall, which can be the defense, which I still don't think is secure at all. And yeah, but their offense is great, which could carry the team. I think this is gonna be a pretty high-scoring event this Sunday. All right, then Necaxa is coming off a 2-1 win against America. Huge win for them over there at the Estadio Victoria. Right now, the big talking point for Necaxa is their manager, Marcelo Michel Leaño, who is just 31 years old. Seems like people are just finding out his age right now for some reason. People are on that hype train for Leaño. But yeah, definitely, Necaxa has a very good team and or has a solid team, And to me, their main talking point is their core of Chilean players. They have Matias Fernandez, who's the captain, has been around for a while, has played in Italy and other European countries as well. And then a guy like Allende, a young player, 18 years old, I believe. And then Victor Davila, who scored one of the 2 goals for Necaxa last week, just 20 years old. Other goal was scored by Brian Fernandez, by the way, who came off the bench. So it'll be interesting to see if Fernandez does get the start in this game. But yeah, the core of Chilean players, though, is, to me, the main talking point. It should be very interesting to see what they can do. And, yeah, I feel like this is going to be a high-scoring game just because I do think both defenses are pretty suspect. Necaxa has Leobardo Lopez in there, which I don't know what to think of him. Recently played in Ascenso. Then also Ventura Alvarado started last week, which, again, not the most inspiring player, not the most convincing player, I would say. So I feel like this game is going to end 3-2 in Pumas' favor. Still that home field advantage in CU over there. It's important, for Pumas. I think it's going to be a great game. All right, guys, so last 3 games are just going to be quick hits because I feel like 2 of the 3 are very obvious anyways. So yeah, I think Tigres beats Cholos 2-0 over there in Monterrey. I think that Lobos Buap and Veracruz tie 1-1 over there in Puebla. And I think León falls 3-1 against Monterrey over there in León.